Hey, let me ask you something. All right, Bob, how much you think you'd have made off this since you done started this podcast? You count my pockets or not?
That's how you get the young. That's how you get young niggas involved. I say.
Or podcasting?
Yeah.
Like off this?
Yeah, like how much you'd have made since
All together in the whole 10 years?
Yes, nigga.
Like, I really want to know.
About $4 million.
Yo.
I'm thinking about.
All right, yo, it's been real.
Doughboy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about $4 million. Early on, we was doing it for free. We was doing it for free early on. Then we hit a little lick, Spotify. Then niggas left. The building crumbled a little bit. My friends came, saved the day. Probably about 3.5 to 4.5 million.
4.5 million?
Yeah, something like that. That's peace.
No, for real.
He ain't gonna tell you.
I'm serious. Why y'all think I'm lying?
Because I
Joe,
Child, good night.
Because you're lying. That's all.
night.
But why you think I'm lying?
Cause we can see you lying. Yeah, talk to him, man.
yeah, gross.
Not gross.
Oh, gross is 7. If you grossing it, then 7. I made like 7 million. Definitely got about 7 million.
Not that's peace.
No, and after tax is about like 4.5. That's where I'm at to the after. But listen, years of hard work, y'all can do it too. It's not unachievable.
There you go.
Like, this is not unimaginable. If you work hard, keep your head down to the finish line, man. Just focus on the content, what you need to do. 4.5 million.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and it done already been a real live, entertaining, and interesting day, and it's just getting started. Now, around after club hours, I was just laying in the crib chilling, I don't know, about 1, 2 in the morning or something like that. And I get on my timeline, and I first see, to kick everything off, Floyd Mayweather and Bill Haney getting into it on live. They got to popping it, and that was a show in itself, most definitely. That was turned up. So then I laid it down for a little bit after that show. Woke up, cut on the Joe Budden podcast. I'm listening to the audio and everything. Then I cut on and go to the Patreon and stuff, and I see that they got Doughboy on there. And I'm like, man, it's turned up. It's a little episode right here and stuff. Then I go to bed for a little bit, wake up, because I ain't finished watching the whole thing. Then I see this nigga Joe posted up this clip right here with him talking about he made $4.5 million off of the years that he been doing podcasts after Doughboy asked him and everything like that. And I say, man, this nigga Joe is a troll for real. He knew exactly what he was doing, exactly what was going on, and exactly what the reaction was going to be on this. And I had a link in the description where you can watch episode 719 and 4 to catch everything that was going on. But I'm going to tell you like this right here. That nigga Joe know doggone well that everybody in that room know he was just BSing, and Doughboy knew he was BSing, and people watching the show know that he is BSing. But that's a smart move, bro. You don't even want to put it out there how much you make it, because that ain't going to do nothing but cause more problems, more drama, let people think what they think, let them use their Googles, let them count your pockets and everything of that nature. I'm not really a nigga to do the pocket watch a game. I really could care less, just keeping it all the way 1,000. I was watching the Joe Budden podcast before they even was saying they was getting money or anything like that. Before Joe even went to Complex and stuff like that, I was already tapped into it. Didn't even know I was tapped into it at first. I was just listening to clips on YouTube, didn't even really understand what podcast was and stuff. I was catching that, catching Drink Champs, catching the Rap Radar podcast, and then catching Tax Stone, but I really didn't even know and understand the game in full yet. Then when I started getting a little bit more hip, oh, this is a podcast, this is everything like that, I was like, oh, okay, bet. Nah, they doing they 1-2 thing for sure. And things that really came full circle for Joe Budden, and you never know how they gonna turn out, because I remember back in the game, him and Future was having issues online and stuff like that. I think he wanted to come on the Joe Budden podcast, but Joe Budden didn't want him on, and that turned into something. And I did a video on that back in the game and everything like that. Now Joe is sitting here interviewing a free band gang artist. Man, you really don't be knowing what's going to happen and what's to come for sure. And to keep it all the way 1,000, most people in their lifetime won't see $4 million doing something they love, something they passionate about. So nigga, $4 million, if he really only made $4 million or $4.5 million, that would still be a blessing. Trust me, nigga, I would be thankful and gladly to be able to say I made $4 million off of something I love doing and something that I own and something I'm passionate about. So even with that in itself, nigga, most of the people walking earth wouldn't even be able to get an opportunity to do that. So you got to be thankful for that, even though people do know it's more. But I'll tell you like this right here, bro. This nigga Joe knows exactly how to play this game. He even threw it up in the caption. Nigga, this pocket watching thing. It's the fastest growing sport. I know that people want to know now because podcasts, media, YouTube, and that space has grown so much. And you see people sitting around, it look easy to be on camera just talking. It look like it ain't no effort and work put into it, but it really actually is. Joe, one of the niggas that came in the game early, stayed dedicated to it, stuck with the program and what he was trying to push with the podcast, and it then elevated to one at the top and everything. Now, Rory and Maul was with him in the beginning and stuff like that. They came in, most definitely took the game by storm as a unit and stuff like that. They left, they had their disagreements and their differences and their issues and problems. They went and got their own podcast now and stuff, but Joe has stayed working, they stayed working, and Joe just know that, hey, nigga, people is watching every day. They want to know how much I make. Other podcasters, especially Adam 22, which we probably gonna get into another topic in that in just a second for the controversy, chaos, conflict, confusion, and confrontation. As Joe went through some stuff on him as well, we gonna be here for that. We gotta be here for that little bit of nonsense because that nigga Joe was turned up today for sure. And this is one of them things, bro. I tell people all the time, well, everybody ain't gonna be on that Joe Budden level. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That's just how the game go. He did drop some real game right there. And he was being sarcastic with it, but it was some truth in the sarcasm. Got to put your head down with it, stay dedicated, grind, and it's going to really work out. But that nigga, like, no, just like all of us, he done made over $4 million. I don't know how much. I don't even try to calculate because I listen to, like I tell people, I watch podcasts that don't get probably nowhere near what Joe get or what another nigga get. They ain't making that much money. But if it's entertaining, they talk about some good stuff, they got good information, I'ma check it out. But we in the world now where people do be curious all the time to know how much you make. Niggas even be asking me how much I make. So I know a nigga like Joe, at that level, they really be wanting to know how much a nigga like that make, because niggas will ask me all around the city, like, man, how much you be making off this? I'll be like, bro, come on, dog, chill out, man. But I'm going to tell you, the game is full of ups and downs. And if you ain't ready for the ups and downs, my nigga, just go ahead and don't even jump in it. But if you ready to get up in it, you going to be dedicated, you going to sacrifice, you going to grind, you going to really be ready to weather the storm and deal with everything. Go and dive in that water, man. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.